Hi there and welcome to the video. Welcome back if you're a regular here. If you're new here, my name is Nick and I sell stuff on the internet. That's how I earn a living. We're currently in my office. You can see some of the stuff all around me. But for this quick video, I want to talk about Henry Hoovers again. Now these are the last two that I had listed going out. These sold for $79.99 each. And these were listed, importantly, as used, not seller refurbished. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Now, I made a video about a week ago when I was taking advantage of eBay's capping the final valuation fee at £1. So I wanted to get a load of higher value items listed. So I got all of the Henrys on. And I chose to list, I think it was 3 of them, as seller refurbished. Now that's an option when you list something. There's manufacturer refurbished, I think, and seller refurbished, and then you've got used, just a standard used, which is what I chose to go with these, to describe these as. And I put that video out and I got a lot of response. A lot of people were really not impressed with me describing the Henrys I had listed as seller refurbished. Now what I had done to those was, with hindsight, not a great deal, let's be honest. I had washed the filters, I had given them a clean, I had tested that they had worked, and I had added these accessories packs. And a lot of people messaged me on that video and said, Nick, that does not qualify you to sell something as seller refurbished. And I went back and I read a lot of comments. I replied to lots of those comments. And I agree. This is one of those instances where, and I've done this before, I hold my hands up when I think I've messed up. And I agree with what was being said. I had comments from people who do refurbish Henry Hoovers and said that they go through a whole load more steps of overhauling the motor and doing, in-depth tests on the suction and X, Y, and Z. And upon reading those comments, yeah, I agree. Now, and the reason is this, I think you can kind of break it down like this. I didn't need any level of expertise to do the few things I did to the Hoovers I listed as seller refurbished. I watched a video on YouTube, learnt about cleaning out the filters, and then added a load of accessories. Apart from that, I didn't really do anything. I cleaned them, tested that they worked. That was it. And yeah, with hindsight, I can see that isn't enough to call something refurbished. Although, slightly in my defense, eBay's definition on their website, I think it was Peter who dug it out and sent it to me on Facebook, was so vague. It didn't really list the steps you need to have gone through. But that's no excuse. And like I said, in this case, I can clearly see that, yeah, I was really pushing it using that description. And another thing, and a couple of people said this in that video, and I really appreciated the feedback, that calling something seller refurbished is really pushing the customer expectation of what they're going to receive right up to the max. They're going to assume certain steps have been taken that perhaps when I listed the other Henrys weren't being taken. And you're leaving yourself open to negative feedback, to returns, and all of those things. So I think from a pure business point of view, sticking to just using used and then describing what you may have done to your item is a much better and a safer way of proceeding. So I just wanted to put this video out there. And also, these two that were the last two, I was waiting for these 2 accessory packs to turn up before I listed these. Sold for the same money within 24 hours, both of them. So it goes to show I didn't need to be using seller refurbished to get the sales anyway. and I haven't given the customer expectations of what they're going to receive or what might have been done to these. I didn't, over exaggerate that to the customer. So that's what this video was about. Basically, I wanted to thank the feedback I got on that video, the guys that commented, guys and girls that commented on that video. If I mess up, or if I do something that with hindsight I think wasn't right, I am always the first to put my hands up. And I welcome feedback, positive and negative. And there were a lot of people that were very unimpressed at me on that video. And as I've said just earlier, with hindsight, I 100% agree. So that's what this video is. That's the last of the Henrys. I do have, and one last thing. I do have one Henry Hoover left with me. So thanks to people in that video who are experts at selling Hoovers and dealing with Henrys. They spotted that one of them, when I gave them that initial do these switch on and do these work test in the video, just from listening to the sound the motor was making, I had messages from people saying one of those is on its way out, it's knackered. And luckily that one hadn't sold, and yeah, I could really hear that there were issues with the motor on that one. So that one's been pulled off sale. I think I'm just going to get rid of that. I might sell it as spares or repair, but I think it is on its last legs, so I'll probably just get rid of that somehow. So there we go. That's the end of the Henrys. They have all been dealt with, and I just want to thank people again for the feedback. It is welcomed. Whether you agree with me or you don't, send me a message. Thanks for watching. Take care. I need to package these bad boys up and get them out of my house. Take care. I'll see you soon.